It's like your foundation that just kind of keeps you moving forward.
Like, I don't want to look back and be like, I wish I would have saw this through. And, like, this could fail, right?
There's going to be a lot of skepticism. Is there any testing behind it?
It's like the secret sauce.
What advice do you have to, I guess, younger kids who want to do the same? They want to be an entrepreneur.
If you never give up, I feel like you always have a chance to hit your goals and succeed in life. Yeah, right now I have my Tiana Taylor Jordan 1s. These are really comfortable, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really surprised on, like, because I haven't had the Jordan 1 Zooms yet. I haven't, like, actually worn them. So I was, like, excited to actually, like, buy these and keep these and wear them. So it's my first time wearing them, and they're, like, really comfortable. So
Technology in those is crazy.
I know. I'm like happy. I think Nike needs to just fully commit to it and just, you know, and keep the price the same, though.
Yeah, I mean,
keep that 185 price.
That ain't gonna happen. We got inflation. It's just gonna keep going up. Yeah. And I have on the Travis 1 Lows fragments. I wear these all the time. Honestly, they're pretty comfortable.
Really?
Like, these are definitely way more comfortable than every other Jordan 1 Low. Like, the quality is just different. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
I feel like because the higher end quality is, like, leather's softer maybe, and it's more supplement, and it's just like, I don't know, it maybe just molds your foot a little bit better. But that might be it, because I think too, like, Jordan 1s, like, I feel like the more you wear them, the more they kind of break in a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. Little Q&A for Capsole. If you guys are wondering about it, me and Darren connected online just through DM. It's kind of crazy how the relationship is grown. So you flew out to link with me, make sure we're compatible, pause. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of reached out to me, you're, like, genuinely interested in the product. And I've had other people reach out to me, just, you know, more of like a money grab, and you were genuinely interested in the product. So I thought that was like a key difference between you and everyone else. So I was like, let's see where this goes and talk a little bit about it. So, you know, I'm glad, like, we're working together. I mean, this has been a great partnership, and, you know, you add so much value. So thanks again.
It's only up from here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess to the people watching, you know, what is Capsole?
Yeah, so Capsole, we're a company. We specialize in preserving collectible goods. So mostly we're focusing on sneakers right now. And so our first, like, product line of Capsole, we have a capsule pod, cartridge, and an inflator, which all together creates our capsule system. And basically what our product does, it doubles the lifespan of your sneakers, helps keep them from yellowing, falling apart, decaying, keeping your materials, like, you know, fresh and not becoming dull or losing their color, and just maintain the value of your sneakers. Because honestly, man, like, I know I pay a lot for my sneakers. I know a lot of people pay a lot for their sneakers out there. I want to make sure that my sneakers, as well as anyone else who uses this product, they last as long as they can.
Yeah, this is a one-man show. This is what was the craziest thing to me. So when I first saw the product, I thought, wow, finally, right? It's about time. But also, this has got to be like a $1 million backed company. Come to find out, it was just one dude. You're like, oh yeah, man, I live in Arizona. Like, I just designed this product. I'm like, bro, what? Like, and then I got the product in hand, and it's amazing.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think I try to be as diligent as possible. Like, when I do something, I try to go all in, and I try to do it, like, to the best of my ability. So I think, like, a lot of times people see, like, the product and, like, you know, whether it's the content that I'm putting out there or whatever, I generally try to work with people who are really good at what they do. So they put out high content, good content, or they create a really good product. And I think that's, you know, a reflection of people I work with. But yeah, for the most part, like, I have partnered with people to help create the product. So, like, it is, like, I am funding this fully, so I don't have, you know, a company backing me, like, or anything like that. But I have worked with other people to help create the product. One person in particular is named Mansour. So he has like the PhD in, like, the polymer synthetic rubbers. He's a chemical engineer. So, you know, basically fancy, like, you know, he's a scientist pretty much, and he specializes in, like, sneaker materials. So he was the one that kind of came up with this product, and well, I told him what I wanted, and then he helped me create this product.
You were the innovator, and he's kind of essentially the creator of it. Like, so what's your background? Like, did you come from entrepreneurs, designing, you know, like, what inspired something like this? Because for one man to do it, you know, it's It's a
Yeah.
big feat, I guess you could say.
Yeah, man. I think I got bit by the entrepreneur bug like
Mm-hmm.
when I was like a kid. Like both my parents are entrepreneurs, so I really my mom had her own cleaning business. So like I would like she would pick me up from school and I could help her like clean houses or clean apartments or whatever. So like, and that's how I made my money to buy sneakers. Like
Yeah.
literally, like, and funny story, man. Her name of her business was Kim's Clean House, and clean was with a K. And
That's
all
funny.
pink letters on this white bus.
Uh-huh.
So she would like come pick me up in her white, not white bus, but white van.
Mm-hmm.
And like if she had like a worker with her, there was no other seats. So like she would just tell me like sit on this crate and put this bungee cord around my.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Bro, I was riding around with a bungee cord as a seatbelt.
Wow. How old were you then?
I had to be like, I don't know, like 10, 11, 12. Like I was, yeah, like around that time.
Did the kids ever make fun of you? Like, oh, you're getting in the pink.
They were just like,
Yeah,
your mom's
like-
here, your mom's here. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
everyone knew my mom's here. It's
Yeah.
like this white van with pink letters, the Kim's Clean House.
So what about your dad then?
My dad, he also had his own business.
Mm-hmm.
He did like what's called military contracting, so a lot of government contracting for the military. So he was like always overseas. He did everything from, he was an engineer by trade, but he did everything from like set up facilities, he also helped like build products. Like, so from a product standpoint, he did way more complex things
Yeah.
than me. And so he worked for a big company for a while. Then he stepped out and started his own business, and it was pretty successful. So I think just both of their stories and experience really shaped me into wanting to create something and create a product and create a company like Capsule.
Had you had previous businesses prior to this?
Yeah, I have. I did another product, and like I was like, oh, this product's gonna be great. It's, you know, it's gonna sell right away. I just took it straight to market way too fast.
Yeah.
And like no sales. Like I think I had maybe a couple, but like it was a great learning experience, but I mean it was an expensive one too because I had put all this money into developing a product, making prototypes, and I never really like tested the market the way I should have, and like kind of put the marketing effort because like a lot of times you can have a great product, but you know you have to get it in front of the right people.
Yeah, because then you have no target audience, right?
Yeah, like you need to know who your target audience is, and then I had I almost bought a trucking company, so I was looking at buying a trucking company. I was talking to this guy, we were really close. And then I kind of thought to myself, like, do I really want to run a trucking business for the rest, like, you know, for the foreseeable future, right? And I was like, not something I'm passionate about. So like, this was like I felt like a great idea, and it aligned with my passion. So like, I like sneakers. I could talk about sneakers all day. I'm like one of those people, like I like to clean my shoes before I put them back in the box. Like, so, like taking care of my sneakers is important to me.
So what influenced, you know, this product in general? Was it the fact that it was missing in the market? Did you sit around with friends or did you talk with family? Like, I should design this. Like, where did that idea I should make a preservation pod for sneakers?
I was like, it was during COVID. So I think like, I don't know, 2019. And I was just buying a bunch of sneakers, right? I think like everyone else, I had like a lot of time on my hands. So I was like, I'm gonna take this extra time and start thinking about business ideas. So I was buying a bunch of sneakers, and I worked in corporate America at the time. So when I go to work, I would have to wear like dress shoes. So I couldn't wear Jordans, Yeezys, Dunks. So I'm really only wearing my sneakers on the weekends. And I'm doing the math in my head. If I got like 60 pairs of sneakers, I'm wearing, you know, there's 52 weekends in a year. So you're wearing like one time a year, right? Basically, you rotate each and every shoe. So I just like, man, like I remember as a kid, like I had these Air Force Ones. They're like Puerto Rican Air Force Ones. They're like all red, like Puerto Rican flag, and they had these white bottoms. And like I just remember them turning yellow.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get rid of that yellow. And that was like back in the day where you had like that Payless Quick, like like the white, like, and that wasn't working.
Well,
like,
I mean, the whole sole, right?
Yeah, like I don't think like they didn't have the soul swaps and all the stuff that they have now back in the day. Like, but I just remember that being a big issue, and like and like I still have shoes like that are starting to turn yellow or started to turn yellow. So I started thinking about, is there a way to prevent this from happening? And I just went to my favorite consultant, Google, and typed in like how to prevent your sneakers from, turning yellow and falling apart, crumbling. And, I think I found like a bunch of different YouTubes, like your video is one of them with the microchip bags.
How to preserve sneakers.
Yeah. So like, I really just started like looking around and I couldn't really find anything that was like tested and proven, like backed by science so I just started. Next thing I did, I was like, okay, I think this is a potential. I mean, other people are making material on it. It seems like there's a market for it.
Yeah.
And I reached out to somebody that I thought could create the product for me because I didn't have that background. And that's how I got started.
I don't think people realize how hard it is to bring like a product to life. Like, we're sitting here talking about this. This is insane, guys. Like, I'm still to this day holding the product, and I can't wait for you guys to get it in hand. But it's so good to know that you did it. Like, how does that feel?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I know the market hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah.
But just to know that you've gotten this far, launching soon.
Right.
Just how does it feel to like, create a product?
Let me see if I think I might have a sample, but like when I hold it in my hands, like I see like the different iterations in my mind that I went through to get here.
Yeah.
And like the time it took. So that's like a huge accomplishment for me. So like I have, like the final product here. Got my Kobe Grinches in here. And then, I look at like previous models I had, just the time that it took. It was like a year and a half to 2 years just developing the product, like getting them different prototypes, making changes, having people like actually try it out, let me know what they think, and give me their feedback. So it was a long time coming, man, and it was a good amount of money I spent, and it was like once you get there, you're like, I can't turn back now.
No, yeah, you're in a hole now. It's like,
yeah, so
hey, let me get out of this.
So yeah, it's very rewarding, I think, just to see it in hand, and I hope other people appreciate it and enjoy the craftsmanship and also just the functionality of it, because there's a lot of thought put into it.
Do you ever like slow down? I know when you run a business, you can like achieve milestones, and obviously the product hasn't hit market, but it did really well in Kickstarter. When you I just look at everything like any objective that I've reached or whatever. There's that moment where you just like sit there and you're like, do your little happy dance. Like when you got the product in, did you feel like I did this, you know what I mean? Or have you been able to give yourself that moment?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like when I get like the new, so I'll make small changes. I'm like, oh yeah, this is done right. This is good. This works well.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I get those moments, but then I also like when I get down,
It's easy to do.
Yeah, like if something doesn't go right, I remind myself like how far I've come.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, you did this, you did that, you've done all these things. You just had a small setback, but it's like you're gonna get through it because you have all this proof behind you that you've already accomplished so much. So I think those two things, man, that's like where I look back and I just try to like give myself a little pat on the back or a prep talk.
How do you manage to do that for yourself? A lot of people, like you said, you invest so much time in this, things don't go right, there's shipping delays, things are broken, things just don't go the way you want them to.
Yeah.
Like what's like your foundation behind you that just kind of keeps you moving forward?
I think like at the end of the day, it's all about like me like thinking about, well, I regret not moving forward. So it's like, I came this far. If I stop now, will I regret it in 5 years, 40 years, 30 years? Like, I don't want to look back and be like, I wish I would have saw this through. And I don't know at what, what that means. It could mean like this could fail, right? I could launch and it fail, and I could say, at least I saw it through. And, I'll have that skill and that knowledge that I learned to like take back with me. So that's something I feel like I'll never lose. But at the end of the day, it's like, I need to see this through for myself because I don't have any regrets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, running a business in general or starting a product, it's like paying college tuition, right? You win some, you lose some. Yeah. But hopefully at the end of the day, you get the return back.
Hopefully you pick the right college, right?
Yeah, right. That's so true. What do you think, I guess, separates Capsule from a vacuum seal bag? I used to do the little Ziploc bag. They're $1. I can buy them at Walmart for $1, just a
Right.
gallon bag, put my shoe in. What
Right.
separates this product from something like that?
Yeah, so I think there's like three things. I would say like one, we use our anti-aging preservative, which is it helps prevent your sneakers from like yellowing and aging and like falling apart. And if you have the vacuum seal bags and like Ziploc bags, they don't really do that. And the other thing is like once you put your shoes in a Ziploc bag, like the air is still inside, right?
Yeah.
So like, and people have to understand like, okay, so air and moisture is what causes your shoes to like age and fall apart, right? Those are the two main causes. Like even if you wear your sneakers,
Yeah.
they're still being exposed to like the oxygen and moisture in the air, and that's going to cause your sneakers to fall apart. So the key is like you want to prevent your shoes from being exposed to the oxygen and the moisture in the air when you're not wearing them, right? Because you can't control when you're wearing them, but when you're not wearing them, you want to prevent them from being exposed. So I would say the second point is like for a Ziploc bag and a vacuum seal bag, the material is like super cheap. So like oxygen and moisture, like the air is still seeping back through the bag. So even if you like suck the air out, which is not a great thing because vacuum seal bags can cause your shoes to damage. It compresses the shoes, and also it pulls out like a plasticizer, which is something you add into like the rubber to like change the formation of the rubber and stuff like that. So when you vacuum seal or you do like a vacuum process, you're pulling that plasticizer, which was added to your shoe, you're pulling it to the surface. So then that can actually cause your sneakers to yellow, cause them to get oily, cause them to crack. So that's why I never knew why people didn't use vacuum seal bags until I kind of researched it and I came across people that were telling me like, yeah, you don't want to do that for vacuum seal bags. And I even confirmed this with the chemical engineer I was telling you about, and that's one of the reasons why vacuum seal bags are not really a great use for storage.
Is that the same thing with like, you go into sneaker shops and they have all their sneakers in shrink wrap?
So like shrink wrap, I would say shrink wrap is like, it's more of just like sealing it, like wrapping like a cheap plastic.
So people's germs don't.
Yeah, so that for me that's just for dust and dirt and like
Got
your
it.
hands. But like the shrink wrap, it's like I said, it's like a cheap plastic, so you're not preventing the oxygen in the air from like not hitting the sneakers. They're still going to seep through that shrink wrap, and it's still going to change like the structure of the sneakers and make them yellow or make them crumble over time.
Got it. So let's say, with the Capsole, there's a window where you can see your shoes.
Yeah.
So with that, let's say we have two sneakers, one in shrink wrap, one in the Capsole. They're both just facing the sun. This Capsule is going to prevent that sneaker from yellowing as fast as
Yes,
one in
that's
shrink wrap,
yes.
essentially.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah, which is huge.
Yeah, it's really big.
I've had so many sneakers.
And the good thing about our product is like, so you want to prevent sunlight, because some direct sunlight's really gonna affect your sneakers. It's gonna cause them like to fade and yellow. So like the good thing is like we have the two sides. So like if I was in the direct sun, I would put it on this side because this side's gonna add more of a shield, layer protection than the plastic side, right? And this side right here. So I would just that would be the one caveat.
So, I mean, that looks almost vacuum sealed. Like, how does the product actually work?
Yeah, so this product, like a lot of it is, so it's similar in the sense that like it removes the oxygen and moisture inside. So, but what it does is you inject the preservative into this valve here. And what happens is it fills it up almost like an air mattress. Like it fills it up. And then what happens is all the oxygen and moisture is pushed out through this valve here.
Okay.
So it's instead of a suction method is called a purge method. You're purging the air from inside or pushing it out. And so that's like one of the key differences of our product. And what's left inside is the preservative, which doesn't have any of the harmful effects of like the air, right? Doesn't have any oxygen or moisture. So it's a neutral substance that doesn't change the structure of the shoes or things around us.
I mean, I'm a big sneakerhead. I love shoes. But like, everything there. Obviously, you kind of got to know because you have a company behind it. But was this all just research? Did you connect with someone specifically to teach you this?
Yeah. So like I would say a lot of it was research, and then the second part was confirming my research was correct. right? So that was like, because I had questions too. I'm like, why can't I use a vacuum seal bag? Because I know people are gonna have that same question.
Yeah.
You know, what's the different? What is the preservative safe? That will it cause damage to my sneakers, right?
Yeah.
So I had all these questions because as a sneakerhead, you want to protect your sneakers and you want to know these questions before you use a product. So that's why like I try to reach out to other people who had questions and get their concerns addressed, and then confirm those concerns with with the guy we hired, Mansour, who's like a chemical engineer. So yeah, one thing I researched and then I confirmed my research was correct. And then if I couldn't come up with the answer myself, I would confirm and reach out to him.
So what is this preservative like? What is it? What does it come in?
So this is what it comes in, kind of like a capsule, like almost like a tube. Well, it is a tube. It's a tube box, but almost like a
Futuristic capsule.
yeah, or like a wine bottle, like
Yeah.
like kind of washing up to the shore, like you know what I mean, like
yeah.
with a letter inside or something. So you're gonna get two dust bags, and then inside the smaller dust bag, you're gonna get our cartridge. This is our preservative inside, and then you get this inflator. So this just screws on like this, and this allows you to inject it into just like a bike valve, right? It's really just a bike valve, and this is inflator. Screw it on right here, and then you turn this, and it inflates the bag, and it pushes all the oxygen and moisture out through here. But the preservative is like, I think it's like the secret sauce to our recipe, so to speak, and it's really the thing that I think will separate us from competition, because this is like something that's not going to cause your sneakers to like age and yellow, right? It's really like you have to replace the air inside with something, because like the suction method just doesn't work. And so when you're pushing something in there, you need something to replace it with. And that's what we found. We found a preservative to do that.
I guess my main question, when I first heard of Capsole was, okay, preservation for your grail sneakers that you've paid a lot of money for. Looked at this as, okay, I want to only buy this for my grails. I'm going to store them for a long time. Is that what this product is catered towards?
I would say it's catered to anyone who really like wants to protect their sneakers. Like if you have 10 pair of sneakers and you want to get it for all 10, or just one that you really care about, it's for that person. If it's for the person who has 100 pairs and they have like 10 grails that they can't part with and they want to last for as many years as possible, it could be for that person too. For me personally, like I like to use it for like almost every pair of my shoes. I just don't use it for like my running shoes or shoes I work out in, like kind of like my beaters, like my everyday shoes. I don't use it for like my Yeezy slides, like
raw dogging them slides.
Raw dogging them slides, right? So like, but for me, like I like to protect my sneakers. So I would say anyone that's looking to protect their sneakers and make them last as long as possible, this is a product for you. And what's nice is like, you can break the seal. And once you fill this up with the preservative, you don't have to keep filling this up. It's good to go. You don't have to do anything until you wear them.
One and done. So you can. So I can my shoes right now. I could just put them in that bag, seal it up, keep them protected.
Yeah.
Take it out, wear the shoes again, go out, come back home, put them back.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's so like our motto is wear, preserve, store. So wear your sneakers, but then when you're not wearing them, preserve and store them with Capsule, right? So, and then repeat.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
So
I mean, launch date on this product, what are we looking at?
Man, I'm really waiting for one more shipment to come in. So I'm waiting. So that should be, it should be sometime next month. So sometime in October.
Okay.
What I'm thinking, beginning of October. If everything goes smoothly, I've already had a delay. So, that's why I say that with hesitation. But if everything goes smoothly, I think beginning of October.
What are your goals for the brand? What do you expect? What do you hope for?
Man, I hope that it's people love it, man. I honestly do. I hope it's like a new staple in the sneaker community. It's like, I think years ago you just had random sneaker cleaning solutions. Now you see like Crep, Rejuvenator. You see all these like specialty cleaning solutions versus like the Payless or like the regular Foot Locker spray foam.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce a new segment to the sneaker cleaning market, which is going to be like sneaker preservation. And I want Capsule to be that lead product.
Okay, so I guess being the visionary you are, the innovator, creating this brand yourself that looks like it's already worth $100 million, like what advice do you have to, I guess, younger kids who want to do the same? They want to be an entrepreneur. What does it take? You know, like what advice would you give to them? I know that's a broad question. There's a lot to debunk.
I think, man, I think everything in life, you know, comes down to like, do you have the skill set and the mindset? Mm-hmm. So I think, and then understanding the input and output equation is like key. So like, I'll start. So the mindset is just, do I have the mindset to like do the work that's needed? Like, right, a lot of people know what it takes, but they're not willing to do it consistently on a day in and day out basis. So can you condition yourself to have that mindset to keep going when you don't see any progress? You know, to try something else when everything else has failed. Mm-hmm. To stay in at night whenever all your friends are going out, right? And then the skill set is just like what you need, right? You know, if you need to learn how to do marketing, you know, teaching yourself how to do marketing, taking the courses, you know, or hiring someone who's good at marketing and learning from them, right? So I think that you need the skill set. And then I think the third thing is just the input and output equation. And like a lot of this stuff I'm not coming up with. A lot of people I follow like say this in different ways. But I think the input is just, or I start with the output. The output is like, what's your goal? So like if you want to be a better father, you want to be a entrepreneur, you want to make $1 million a year, that's your output, right? Okay, then you just reverse engineer that and you're like, okay, what does it take to get there?
Yeah.
So it's like, and you're like, well, I don't know. Well, look at someone else who's already gotten where you want to go, who's a good father, who's made $1 million, and then ask them how they became that way, how they did it, and try to learn from their lessons. And then, but a lot of the outputs are just a skill set and mindset.
Yeah.
So if you have those two things, I think it's just a matter of time before you kind of hit your goal. And, I think like another big thing for me is like it's okay to have micro failures. Like, right, everyone's going to fail. Like like Michael Jordan lost, like people consider him and LeBron James the greatest players of all time, right?
Yeah, of course.
And like, they're not undefeated, right?
No, not at all.
Like, right, they've lost so many games, they missed so many shots. LeBron lost four NBA or 6 NBA finals. I don't know, but
quite a few.
Yeah. But the point is like those are like micro failures, right? Yeah. Macro failures to me is like just giving up. Like if you never give up, I feel like you always have a chance to hit your goals and succeed in life.
Yeah, it's that quote of just. You don't fail until you quit.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality of it.
Yeah. And I think, pivoting and quitting is different. Like, you can, if this doesn't work, it's not like someone's like, oh, Darren, you quit Capsule. If it doesn't work in like 5 years or 10 years or whatever, it's like, oh man, I pivoted. I'm doing something else now. Like, right. So I think that's how life works.
So really quick, I wanted to get into the research behind this product. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of like skepticism.
Right.
How did you just come up with this? Is there any testing behind it? Like what's the situation with that?
Yeah, so we did do testing. So like that was one of the things that held up like bringing this product to market a lot sooner than I wanted to, because I wanted to like answer the question, does this work, right?
Yeah,
does it prevent yellowing and aging, and by how much?
Yeah.
So I know that's questions people are going to have. So we sent our product to an independent lab to get what's called like accelerated age testing. So like, this is the best analogy I have for people who like don't know what this is. You ever see like Dragon Ball Z, where they put them in like the time chambers?
Yeah.
And it's like a day in the chamber is like, or like a day outside is like a year in the chamber. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like that, like similar testing. But so these machines basically, they pump in like a bunch of oxygen, moisture, sunlight, all the things that cause your sneakers to age. And they use these for like things like power lines, because they want to see how long like a power line will last in like Nebraska versus Arizona versus like
Oh, wow.
Denver, right? Because there's the weather is different in all these different states, right? So to be able to like really change kind of like how much exposure they're getting to like sunlight, oxygen, moisture, all the things that cause your sneakers to yellow. So we did this for over 400 hours, and every 100 hours we would take the shoes out. So we had one shoe that was like in the capsule pod. We had the right shoe, which was outside the capsule pod, and we did this with like a white Air Force One because I feel like everyone can relate to their Air Force Ones turning yellow, right?
For sure, yeah.
So what we found is like the Air Force One and the capsule pod had 50% like reduced yellowing.
Wow.
And then
That's huge.
yeah, so that was like overall, but like it's crazy because like the first 100 hours, it was like 3 to 1. So like it was 3 times more yellow than the Air Force One that was in the pod. So just over time, it just like it kind of varies from that. Well, we say like 50% reduction in yellowing. That's what you can expect. And by that, we could say like double the lifespan of your sneakers. So, if they last like 5 years, then they could potentially last 10 years with using our product. If they last 10 years, they could potentially last 20 years with our product.
That's incredible. So it's proven, scientifically proven and tested.
As much as we can, yeah.
Yeah, but it's been
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
So you did like a Kickstarter to gauge the market. How did that do? How was the process of it?
Yeah, so we did 15,000 in like sales. So it was
Amazing.
yeah. So in 1 month, it was really good in like
15K in a month?
15K in a month, and it was really nice because I really wanted to see what people's gauge would be like. And this is pre-orders, right?
Yeah.
So it's harder to get pre-orders than sales. So
For sure.
I'm hoping that sales are a little bit more organic and easier for people just to go to our website and they could buy and be there in a couple of days. And then also I'm hoping word of mouth will just spread because now we have, people who receive our product on Kickstarter, they can leave reviews and tell their friends about the product as well.
People that want to collab, reach out, work with the brand, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, it's capsolestore.com. You can find the contact us affiliate link, and they'll be able to reach out to us. And email information is on there. Our affiliate program is in the works, but we'll have something up and running probably by the time this video airs. So, please click the link. Email us, and then anyone else wants to find out more information about Capsule, and check out our website.
I hope you guys enjoyed this sit down, man. It was really fun to sit and just talk with Darren. I'm excited for this brand, excited to see what happens. But let us know if you guys have any questions down below and what sneakers you got on. We'll catch you guys in the next one.